So once again we are back. We were actually explaining about the safety and then security procedures in warehousing. Okay, so we'll try to understand consumer behavior. Actually, we cannot understand consumer behavior because every time it will be changing. Okay, according to the needs, according to the technologies. Okay, so they want to upgrade, they want to go further, more and more. Okay, so based on the capabilities of the retailers, like we will be experiencing the applications. Okay, like what we had in the last class, like Amazon express delivery. I want within 1 day, I want within 2 days. Okay, also it should be suitable. It should not, the processes should not be halted or be stopped at any point of time. Also, irrespective of the volumes, the spikes of the technologies, or maybe the spikes of the entire warehouse, they should deliver within 2 days or maybe 3 days, also at reduced cost. So everything, if you can see, Amazon is doing much better. Okay, right. So meeting the demands, satisfying according to the expectations is the need of the warehouse. Okay, so maybe if you take in the case of Amazon, they have the ability to ship larger and even more larger items also individually, not like okay, there are like 100 items that are ordered. Okay, so which means that everything is sent in a big truck and it is being delivered, not like that. So according to the individual needs, according to the desires, so it is being sent, okay, individually rather than the truckload, and maybe it is getting delivered in 2 days rather than weeks. Most importantly, everything is having less pricing. This is more important. Okay, so everywhere, if you can see, customers are trying to believe, customers are having trust. Okay, so they are trying to invest or maybe deposit money, and for that we have to give the best service. Okay, so 66% according to the survey of Accenture, they have shown like consumers have chosen e-commerce vendor over other delivery based options. So that was the scenario. Okay, so they are into the online stuff. Okay, and 54% have considered fast shipping to be 2 days or less, not more than that. Okay, and 64% are not willing to pay more for the 2 day shipping. So they want express delivery, they want only 1 day. Okay, right. So 77% also they have come up with the retailer like for free or maybe fast shipping. So they want it to be delivered within less than 2 days. They want it at less prices and they want it at zero delivery charge. So these are all like preferences and requirements, and Amazon is doing this stuff. Okay, right. So you have to meet the demands. You have to go on with the manufacturing. You go with the retailing. You go with the distribution. You go with the individual delivering. Okay, you have to deliver on time, zero delivery charge. Everything they have to go onto, and this is what you are going to shape this warehouse for the future technology. So if you are able to do this one, then it is very easy for you to incorporate and then upgrade the advanced technologies. Okay, so for this one, warehouses, supply chain also will be having an integrated approach. So definitely there should be transparency, openness, open platform, open innovation platform that should be developed. It is available for the third party, it should be available for the consumers as well. For example, there are some warehouses which let consumers to design, to actually encourage or maybe to propose innovative solutions, so that they can also get a handsome of money and also they can also take part in the processes. Okay, so capacity planning definitely should be there, but it is complex whenever you consider in the case of product or maybe promotion or maybe peak sales time or maybe the manipulation of the items. Okay, so let us take in the case if the capacity management is not properly maintained. Okay, which means that in your shelves there would be always some items which are still remaining. Okay, so you have to rotate, you have to go on with the life cycle, it should be continuous. Okay, and whatever the space that you are going to consume, it should be efficiently utilized. Okay, so the warehouse of the future should be concerned about data driven capacity planning. So planning management should be there, and there should be less errors in order to improvise the space utilization. And of course, for example, if there are more items which are remaining in the shelves, means like if there is some loss that is occurring, so you have to compensate for the losses. So capacity management planning is very, very important. So this on-demand warehousing is very much needed to cater the losses that have occurred in your previous processes. Okay, so that's a very emerging trend. Maybe like a peak season, if there are more demands, means like you can compensate for the losses which you had already taken for. Okay, so that is actually your jackpot, or maybe the magic thing that you will get, okay, according to the demands. Okay, so you can monetize your unused space even during the lesser demand, or maybe lesser supply chain process. And for this one, you can use automation as a service in order to reduce the manpower, or maybe to reduce the efforts that are taken to vitalize the entire process. Okay, so automation is very important, and you have to measure the procedures, how much you are earning the profit, how much money you are going to spend or maybe invest in your processes. With that, you can allow the buyers to expand or maybe experiment with some advanced technologies like the robotics. Okay, so now we have about it, autonomous car. Do you know about it, this one? Autonomous car, a car without a driver. Autonomous cars means a car without a driver. Without a driver, it is operating on its own. It is going to transfer goods from one place to another place. Let us take in the case your vegetables, your grocery items get transferred from one place to another without driver. It will be monitoring according to the traffic conditions, according to the sensor. It will be sensing them, and it will be taking the left turn or right turn. For example, a dog is crossing, then it will stop. For example, one vehicle is crossing by, it will stop, it will slow down. For example, the lighting conditions is very less, means it will put on the light. Those technologies are building up, and for this one, with regards to on-demand warehousing, you can use these technologies. You cannot actually depend too much on the efficient manpower that we already have. Okay, so you can use them. Okay, so you can allow the buyers to experiment on the technologies like robotics. So maybe during the silent times, during the times when you had lesser demand, you can experiment these technologies, so that in the peak season you can work on better. Okay, so as I told you, open source innovation has been the strategy of the upgrading and updating warehousing. Okay, and cloud based services, in order to monetize the use space, it's very much useful to share the data. Okay, so that is the reason we use API, application program interfaces. Okay, so it allows applications to collect the data, to distribute this warehouse information according to the peers. Okay, so what we need is completely integrated advanced technologies. Okay, it should be collaborated, it should be connected with all other systems that we are using, right? So for this one, we use multimodal freight transportation. Okay, multimodal optimization, multimodal transportation should be there. So with the case of vendors, logistic providers, supply chain partners, distributors, we are going to manipulate, or maybe we are going to optimize this process. Okay, so for this one, we are going for planning management activity, okay, across the regions, across the routes, across the different modes of transportation like rail transport, air transport, ocean transportation. Unfortunately, this country is double landlocked country. Yes, this this country is a double landlocked country, which means that we don't have sea, so we have to rely on the road and rail only. Okay, so what are the different possibilities? If we go for ocean, means then we have to pass through two countries in order to get this ocean transportation. So these are the challenges that we have. Okay, so according to the on-demand warehousing, we have to plan such stuff. Okay, so there is an urgent need that we have to go with the advanced mechanisms like IoT, Internet of Things. For example, we have devices, we have machines, we have equipments. We can communicate across the internet with the devices, and the devices will function on themselves. Okay, communication with the devices, communication with the artificial things. I can communicate with this device to do some task like printing the paper. I can communicate with this board, okay, to show, to project what is there in my laptop or desktop. Okay, this is Internet of Things. Through the internet, we try to communicate. Okay, so better communication and collaboration is possible. Okay, and you have to adapt with the technology changes even, and of course, the costs associated with the infrastructure has also to be taken more care. Okay, so the benefits include identifying the risks, the challenges, providing and processing the real-time data, because whenever you are going to go with the freight or maybe shipment procedures, real-time data should be there and it should be processed the efficient way. Okay, so you are going to help the companies to meet the chain of custody regulations as well, and you are going to reduce the damage as well as lost goods, even with the case of equipment or maybe device or maybe the machine damage even. So there should be precise and careful, clear-cut location data even. You're going to manage the inventory procedures. You're going to forecast the accuracy, the performance procedures, okay. And IoT is the best technology that you can go for with the case of real-time tracking, okay. So maybe with the case of advanced applications that we try to use, okay, you can go with real-time location systems where it is actually passing on to how you can get the information, the details that you can go for. Okay, and for this one we need real-time mobility. Real-time mobility is very important. So maybe in the case of smartphones or maybe tabs, okay, like a pager like phones, okay, you can use this stuff. Okay, you can use a set of software as well as hardware tools as well. So maybe just like a finger a print authentication or maybe iris iris identification, you can go with this stuff and you can have more security, privacy, 2-level security, 3-level security, and so on. Okay, so with the case of mobile tracking also, we have like scanning apps also, like the barcode scanners that we use. Okay, QR code that we try to use. So we have precise, we can identify the precise location about the shipment or maybe the freight on a particular map. Okay, and you can generate the quality reports, QC reports, quality control reports as well. So maybe for the office you are trying to send, office you are going to receive, the receiving department, the floor and the field also should have mobile devices and applications which were equipped. So it was observed that more than half of the IT decision makers consider mobile deployment which is immature. So maybe they are into traditional stuff even, they have to come up with even more advanced technologies for the mobile tracking even. Right. So the full supply chain process has to be transparent, has to be visible even. So like 70% of the companies describe that the supply chain process, what they were dealing earlier was actually complex. Okay, it was not simple. Okay, so that was the process, and even more over the years also they were interested upon the openness towards building the advanced technologies. And for this one, you have to invest more on the automation procedures. Okay, so autonomous elements should be there, okay, at all steps of the processes, and this is how you are going to manage the infrastructure. Okay. So this is what I was talking you at the beginning of this class. Chuck, it's a technology, okay, it is completely customizable. You can Google this one. Okay, autonomous collaborative robo, we have sensors, we have self-driving vehicles, what you call it to be the robotic workhouses. Okay, like it is 24/7 support. It is not exactly 100%, but near to 100% it is having success rate. Okay, so also we are not completely into automation, fully automation, it is there. Also we have manpower also to handle some efficient practices. Okay, so maybe with the case of card picking operations also we have. Okay, and we have alternatives also. For example, if one process, one design procedure fails means we have alternate stuff also. Okay, so you can start from the scratch, you can redesign the workbase or maybe the database even. And of course the upgrades are also there with regards to Chuck. Okay, and you can measure the region of interest with regards to these technologies. Okay, so it's not like a short term goal, you can think about this one and you can build this one for a long-term process. Assignment 2 for you, you have to prepare a 10 minimum 10 slide PowerPoint presentation on the technological considerations for the warehouse of the future. Okay, I really want you to research more. Okay,